Yeah, definitely. All right, next up, we've got South Florida, Central Florida. This used to be a huge rivalry, and both teams were great at the same time for a few years. Now that's not the case. Central Florida, 18-point home favorite, 62 being the total in this one. What do we make of South Florida? Because this team was being competitive and hanging in games and playing a little bit better. They hung in there against Cincy and Houston, and they beat Temple and, somewhat competitive against East Carolina. And then they had that game Saturday against a struggling Tulane team, and they get eviscerated 45-14. So what do we make of that? Was that they've run out of gas? Or was that just maybe a look ahead to this game? It is a rivalry. Playing Central Florida is probably one of the biggest games on the schedule this year for South Florida. Can they respond? Is the question here. I'm interested to see what the Bulls are saying going into this game in terms of where they're at after the Tulane loss, because that's alarming. And you give up 45 points and you get absolutely beaten down like that by Tulane, who's had a rough year. Can they bounce back here? Because I'm looking to make a case for South Florida. Rivalry game, getting 18 points. I don't trust a UCF offense led by Mikey Keene to be laying, more than 2 touchdowns in a game like this, a rivalry spot, even though he played a little bit better last week. But look who he played against. He played UConn. We do have to calm down with, oh, wow, look how good the offense played in that game. You were up against a horrible Connecticut defense. So I think we need to calm down a little bit with that. So early in the week, I'm leaning USF plus 18. We'll see later in the week if it's enough to be a bet for me, but I don't know. I mean, the Tulane performance is alarming, but it just could have been a flat spot, and now they're up for a rivalry setting like this against UCF. And let's be honest, before that loss to Tulane, South Florida had been mildly competitive in a lot of recent games, and if they're
Oh yeah.
mildly competitive here, they're going to cover the number. Simple as that. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, it seemed tricky. All of a sudden they were down to a 5.5 point dog. Last week to a Tulane team that had some talent but can't get any wins for sure. Then they just get their ass whipped. I mean, that was like 35-0 quick, and that game was over. It was 45-14 was the final. Central with Keene, they're not a team I want to lay 19 points with. But yeah, how bad was that loss? I know they should be up for this. This is a rivalry. I'm with you. I want to take the points with South Florida here. It's pretty ugly. After getting their ass kicked, I don't know too many people want to jump right back on them, but this is more the spread I want them. 18, 21, 25, whatever the frick. I don't want 5 against Tulane. They got a little too happy with them there. So I'm with you. I'm leaning South Florida in this game, catching the points.
And you mentioned it. It's where the number is. It's where the
Yep.
price is, and that's double-digit dogs. I'm looking back on it right now, South Florida this year, double-digit dogs, I've got them at 1, 2 and 1, 3 and 1. I've got them at 4 and 1 against the spread their last 5 this season as double-digit underdogs. So there you go, 4 and 1, ATS as double-digit dogs. So certainly it lines up with where this number is that South Florida might be the side you look at here in this game. I might just push that bad, and it was bad, that Tulane game to the side and say, you know what, Central Florida is not good enough to be offensively with Keene to lay this number. And I think South Florida's got a much better game, and I think a game they're more excited about. Let's be honest. Tulane, they couldn't give two shits about that game. I think they will care about this game here